This camera keeps bombing off. I hope it isn't going to go into meltdown. Anyway, I bought a jumper from Amazon and it was a black one and I liked it and it was cheap. So I thought I'd get another two, and the other two that I got was a pink one and a grey one. Well, the pink one's lovely. Bit too pink, but never mind. And the grey one was nice, but I figured grey hair, grey jumper, bit miserable. So I saw the jumper and I thought, right, I'm going to dye the grey jumper. And this is what it turned out like. It's still damp, but that's the grey body, has turned green, and that is the sleeve. And that's turned like that. So when that's dry, you will no doubt see me wearing it sometime. This lovely green jumper. Green, the colour I never liked, but now I've got grey hair. Funnily enough, it was on my colour palette when I was 30. That and maroon was on my colour palette when I was 30, and I kept thinking, oh, those are two colours I don't really like. Really don't like those colours. But someone who knows about colour must say she's going to like it when she goes grey, because when she's going to go grey, half of her colours won't look as nice. So that is the colour that I quite like. You see what's happened? The XL there. It's an XL that I've got here. Stitching has come out. I think you must use cotton thread because the stitching has come out. Oh, it's like a greeny grey. So it's still okay. So there's that. Now then, I want to show you another thing that I made that I haven't shown you yet. No, I bought something else, didn't I? I've been buying clothes rather than making them, but here's another top that I got from Amazon. So this is another one that I got from Amazon. It was someone on a vlog that I watched, and she buys clothes, and she had this one. She bought it on Amazon. This is why I got the clothes from Amazon, because this lady, she's called Caroline, I think. She buys her clothes, and she'd bought this one, and I thought it looked lovely. So here I thought I'd get myself one to see what it's like, because I want to make some of these dresses, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on good fabric and on a pattern, because quite a lot of the patterns are quite expensive, and think that they're not going to look nice on me. So I figured that if I buy one, and I think it wasn't very expensive, I will try it and see what it's like, and see what the approval is of the husband, and see whether he likes it, and if he does, then I'll make some more. Here we go. This is what it is. It is one that has ruffles. This is very, very 60s. I know it's the fashion now. Tilly and the Buttons does a pattern like this, and a few others do. The sleeves here are gathered sleeves, although I prefer to have mine up again. And when you put them up and they drop down, they're actually gathered on the sleeve there as well. Can you see they're gathered on the sleeve? So it makes them look like a bell sleeve. But I like it. I thought it was rather nice. It's navy blue. And so another top. It'll do, as we say, it'll do for pit. It'll do for knocking around the house. And I like it. I like the shape. I like the size. I like the style. No pockets. But I figure that now I've got this and I feel it suits me, I know that I should be able to make one. So that's the other one that I bought. Hello everybody! It is December the 18th and we are in we remain in tier 3. Bit annoying, but I suppose somebody's got to be in tier 3. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking about tiers and about lockdown and about everything else, and I'm going to get on with this Vlogmas. And we'll start with the where we always start, with the hemline. Hemline, and 18th, Friday the 18th is, oh, it's the last one. Oh, let me turn you down here so you can see. Friday the 18th is the last one of these long ones there. So I'll take that out there. Oh, I like the 23rd and the 24th. Where's the 19th? 18th? Oh, 19th's there. 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh, they're little ones. 22. Anyway, this is number 18. Oh, it feels quite heavy. Pull you up a bit. Ready? Oh, this is a long one. I can't see what that. I don't want to see that because that looks like it's quite big. Let's get you into focus. Toilos Challenge Nin Crispness. Toilos Challenge Nin Christmas. Taylor's chocolate sharpener. Oh, we've got one of these as well. I'm going to put all these into a little box, and when I get 10,000 subscribers, which will probably be past next Christmas. I'm not the fastest of vloggers that seems to get many members, but never mind. We shall go slowly, 10,000, and I'll put a few things in a box together and you can have some of these. So the tailor's chalk, and that, look, the nice thing about this tailor's chalk is on there is a little sharpener. So it keeps your tailor's chalk, you run it along the top there, and that sharpens this edge, so you've got a nice sharp edge. Nice little one. That, my mother used to have that one. So that was the hemline one. Now let's go to, put that back in there, and then we'll go to the next one, which is L'Occitane. We've been getting bottles lately, haven't we? Maybe you get the bottles the closer you get to Christmas. So let's see, where's number 19? Number 19's right at the bottom here. So I'll tilt you right down. Number 19's that one. Will it be a tube? Will it be a bar of soap? What will it be? I'm going to let you see first. Can you see? Oh, it's a tube. What tube is it? Another one of those nice ones. Another nice one. Put that there. This is hand cream again, but it is, don't know if you can see, rose hand cream, and it smells lovely. It smells of real beautiful, oh, roses. Reminds me of my father. When my father used to do his garden, he used to grow a lot of roses. And when I was about 10 or 11, no, I must have been, because we started the grammar school at 11, so it must have been before I was 11, probably about 8, 9 or 10. Every morning he used to say, do you want to take some flowers in for your teacher? And he used to say, do you want to take some flowers in for your teacher? And I'd say, yes, yes, please daddy, please daddy. And he'd go and pick some roses, and my mum used to wrap them in foil, in kitchen foil. So I'd hold these roses in the car as I was going to school, and as I was, every time I kept bending down smelling it, the smell just like that hand cream, like the rose hand cream. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that is rose hand cream for the 18th of December. And now we have Sherlock again. And it's called Frosty Food. Ah, Watson, come in and have a seat. Have you read today's Daily Chronicle? They published a bizarre story on the front page. Caught in ice. Allow me to read to you. Yesterday, the whaling ship MSS Montgomery, which has been missing at sea for many months, sailed into the port of Tórshavn, the capital of the Faroe Islands. The engines were running on the very last drop of diesel, and the ship actually stalled as it pulled into the harbour. The whaler had been caught by a sudden drop in temperatures and got stuck in the ice far away from normal shipping routes. The sub-zero temperatures and the strenuous ordeal of spending a winter on the ice had visibly weakened the crew and cost them one crew member. During his inspection of the ship, a local customs officer made a terrible discovery. The remains of the dead man were found hanging in the empty larder, professionally stripped from the bone and hung on meat hooks. Pieces of meat had been cut away and smoked and cured. The crew had actually eaten several pounds of this worst of all meals. It's like Arthur Gordon Pym, Watson. Barbaric yet fascinating. And then this. And he goes on to read it. Questioned about the terrible discovery, the ship's cook admitted to having cooked parts of the dead man to prevent members of the crew from dying from hunger. The ship had departed for a short tour with only a few provisions on board and unequipped for a long winter. The ship's doctor states that the dead seaman died early on as a result of starvation, despite having been a strapping and experienced sailor weighing in at 200 pounds. They had discussed the matter in the mess room and decided to cross this terrible line to prevent the death of the remaining crew when Christmas was just around the corner. After they had eaten, a sudden change of weather started to melt the ice and the ship was able to break free. With their last strength, they managed to reach the nearest harbour. The seamen are all receiving medical treatment while the English police are on standby to take the crew in for further questioning as soon as they return. How cynical this story is, Watson, and how unbelievable. Oh, what would you say? Now then, that's an interesting one. There isn't really... Could there be a murderer? Does Watson know something that Holmes doesn't? Let's find out after we've done the map. The map of the British Isles. And we are on number 19. And, oh, number 19 is... What's number 19? Number 19 is near my territory. Number 19 is up here. Where is it? There. That's what, a little bit further south from where I was born. I was born just above that little indent. And number 19 is something that nobody liked when they first put it up. It's a monument, a statue. And nobody liked it when they first put it up. Or not many people did, but I thought it was lovely. And they were saying, what an awful thing. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's what on earth made them think they should put that up there? And they put it up. And every time I go past it, on the way up to babysit my grandson, I have to pass it. And every time I pass it, I think that is absolutely beautiful statuette. And it's called the Angel of the North. And that's basically what it looks like. It looks like an aeroplane. And that was what everybody kept saying. It looks like an aeroplane. It looks absolutely horrible. It's like an aeroplane. How can I get that in? Get that? But it actually, it's a metal. It's made of... steel, but it's rusted. It's purposely rusts bright orange, and it's like an angel. It's absolutely, I absolutely love when I go past it. It's gorgeous. So Angel of the North goes on here at number 19. Number 19 there. Angel of the North. Number 19, Angel of the North. This steel sculpture of an angel is 66 foot tall with wings measuring 177 foot across. The epic landmark was created by the British sculptor Anthony Gormley and was erected in 1998. It is absolutely beautiful. Listen, in my opinion, I'm up. In my opinion, I think it's great. And when we used to go down, when I was younger and we used to go to France to visit my relations in France, there's a sign called Scotch Corner, which is further south from where we live now. It's actually in England, but it's called Scotch Corner. And I always used to think I was going home by the time we reached that sign that said Scotch Corner. But now, when you see that Angel of the North, you know you're home, because that's the northeast of England. So that was the map. Now then, let's get back to what's happened to this ship. It reminds me, now one of I'm not an avid reader these days, never have been. I'm more of a non-fiction reader. My bedtime reading years and years ago was the Reader's Digest book of DIY. And I had lots of DIY books, and every time I went to bed, the Reader's Digest book was split up into two parts. One half was projects, and the other half was how do you do things. How do you wallpaper a wall? How do you plumb a new sink in? How do you lay a floor? How do you put tiles down, all sorts of things. And I used to spend my time reading the projects and reading how to do it, and I thought that was great. I also would read any sewing book there was. I would read it from cover to cover, and so I wasn't a great fictional reader. But then one day on the news I heard about this a rugby team in South America whose plane had crashed, and that actually when they finally found them, this rugby team had been living off the dead remains of other people. Some of the people in the plane had died, and they could either die with the cold and starvation. And they were all Catholics, quite a lot of them were Catholics, and they had to make that decision: do we die from the cold, or should we eat our dead friends' bodies? And I remember I bought the book because it fascinated me. And there was one person who kept refusing to eat, and he kept refusing. I vaguely recall the story, but there was this one guy who refused to eat. He wasn't a rugby player, he'd gone as a spectator, and he refused to eat, and then eventually he said he would eat, and then an avalanche came and killed his wife, and he felt that was God punishing him for what he'd done. But I absolutely was amazed by the book, and I liked it so much. I couldn't get enough of reading how they did it, how they survived, how they managed to keep themselves going, that I must have read that book about 20 times. And that reminds me a bit like this, but we shall find out a bit more. This is Watson speaking. My dear Holmes, as a man of medicine, I can tell you how unlikely it is for the man with the most reserves of fat and muscle to be the first to die. Certainly not of starvation, as they're claiming. Fat and muscle has a high calorific value, as the cook will very well know. If there came a point close to starvation, when the decision had to be taken who to put to the sword, for the sake of survival, the choice would inevitably fall on the said sailor. What you are implying is monstrous, said Holmes. Nonetheless, far more likely than a strong, heavy man wasting away like a dried-up pot plant someone forgot to water. You're right, Watson. Don't I always say it's all in the papers? You just have to filter out the hidden messages and the clues, and you have a perfect murder, while everyone else is talking about a tragedy of epic proportions. Shall we contact the police station at Torshavn? Oh, there's no hurry. The cannibals won't get away from the Faroe Islands that quickly. There'll be plenty of time after supper. That story's given me a murderous appetite for some reason. Oh, Holmes, you are awful at times. So, yes, and the Faroe Islands, if you want to know where the Faroe Islands are, you have to go top of Scotland, up, and it's up here. Faroe Islands are right up here. So, yeah. So they killed the man who had the most meat, and they ate him because he had a lot of protein in him, and the chef would have known that. So at that, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.